All I have to say about the DC Universe's Harley Quinn, it was wild, it was nuts, it was insane, it was Harley Quinn. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys a review of Harley Quinn Season 1 as a whole. I didn't get a chance to see it episode by episode. I had to wait until episode 5 to get a chance. That's when I decided I'd just wait until it all comes out, bench watch it all, and then give my thoughts on it. And boy, am I glad I did it, because if I did those episodes, I would have just been... I don't really know what to say, but this show, Harley Quinn, you could basically call this a Family Guy show or a Futurama show. All the things from the classic Adult Swim shows that I watched back as a kid. Because that's what this felt like. The violence tendency they show, the bloodshed they show in it, everything. The adult content of this cartoon show was just hilarious. So many of that violent stuff, and I just couldn't stop looking at it and being reminded of stuff like Family Guy and Futurama, or mostly Family Guy, especially when I think back into a YouTube video of seeing Elmer Fudd actually really kill Bugs Bunny. But boy, what a show this one was. I think what I have to really say I loved about it was the comedy, the themes for family, the themes for friendship, the anti-hero-ness, everything about it. But let's face it, the star of the show was Harley Quinn herself. And I liked how they gave us a little Easter egg callback to her original appearance when she debuted in Batman the Animated Series. I love that. I always used to love seeing her in that outfit, even though I'm not gonna lie, I like her new look better. It's still good to see the original look and them taking callbacks to the animated series where she was born at. But let's face it, was we surprised when we knew that this was really all about Harley Quinn going solo, trying to get into her own, pretty much like in Birds of Prey, which love Harley Quinn in that movie, just didn't like the Birds of Prey, but definitely that's what this was, and I loved how they did it. Because face it, guys, the whole Joker and Harley Quinn thing, no one can ever deny how psychotic and nuts that relationship was. It was just, why are you doing this to yourself, girl? Why are you doing this to yourself? Just leave the man. Leave him already. And that's what it all was with that first episode of Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn just always making excuses, going back to him, and everyone in the prison room just saying like, girl, get over him. He's not worth it. And it's still played into one of the end of the episodes where she made that same mistake again, especially after she was the one who broke up with him that time. But then old habits die hard, I guess, because that's what it was. She fell for it again, and what happened again? What else do you think? He dumps her, just like always. Harley Quinn, why do you do this to yourself? How? Why does you keep making the same mistake? Wait a minute, I know why. 'Cause an old phrase, the apple don't fall far from the tree. And it really doesn't when it comes to Harley Quinn's actual family, because family plays a very big theme in this season, both in Harley Quinn's actual family to the real family Harley Quinn has at the end of this season. And that actual family is just the very definition of families are tough, and your actual family may not be the family you need. True, you can't choose your relatives, but still, you can still end up finding a real family that actually cares about you, because, man, Harley Quinn's family jacked up. Just her father always doing gambling and stuff, owing money from the mob, risking his own family's safety. And then in this show, when we see her return to her family, we realize that her own father sent assassins after Harley Quinn. And what's more is her mother, knowing all this, still returns to this guy no matter how much, and she actually supported that her husband, into killing her own daughter. It's no wonder Harley Quinn was probably crazy from the very beginning. And speaking of which, we actually get a few scenes of her talking with her psychiatrist self, who she was, Harleen Quinn before Harley Quinn. Those two actually collide, talking to each other psychologically, and it played very well into that. But also, this once again goes back into what I was saying earlier, how you find an actual family that cares about you compared to your biological family that doesn't give a crap about you, doesn't care about your own life. And that's exactly what it was for Harley Quinn and her best friend in the world, Poison Ivy, and her henchmen, being Dr. Psycho, Clayface, King Shark, and this other guy who was in the wheelchair. I'm sorry I can't remember that guy's name. But still, the guy could transform into a car. That was insane. That was badass. And then there were a few other things here with King Shark, Clayface, and Dr. Psycho. But this is all about Harley Quinn and her best friend Poison Ivy, who played a major role into actually waking Harley up and realizing Joker's just bad for that girl. And also being there for her all the time, no matter what, all the way through the season. And speaking of Poison Ivy, well, she gets herself a little romance too, with someone that no one really would probably know or probably would know just when you think about, just a memory off the top of my head there. I think I've heard of this guy being Kite Man. That's right, guys. Kite Man, who's probably if I'm not mistaken, one of the first ever superheroes, I think, Batman faced that wasn't really much of a threat. I don't remember. All I just know he was very forgettable. But in this show, no, he is not forgettable. This show just made Kite Man very, very noticeable. Even be a noticeable villain, even though he's not an awesome villain or a big time villain. Because get this, he actually did something that hardly anyone's able to do. He actually got together with Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy actually returned feelings for this guy because it was Kite Man who was just trying to flirt with her. It looked like it was never going to happen, but somehow he won that woman over. It's insane. I was just surprised by that. I could not believe it. I had to be rubbing my eyes or just shaking or knocking my head all over saying, is this really happening? Is this really happening? But I have not complaining because Kite Man, he even had a big moment in saving Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and the entire team. And that moment led into him and Poison Ivy having a moment right there. But not to mention, it also showed a little of the obstacles in their relationship, such as Poison Ivy being afraid or embarrassed around him. But they were able to work through that pretty quickly. I don't know how Kite Man was able to win that girl over, but man, Kite Man, you gotta teach me some of your skills here, man. How can I get a woman like Poison Ivy to like me? Now, as for the rest of the team, they had their own things here and there, but when we actually talk about them, we need to talk about them as Harley Quinn's team and how she, when first starting off solo, was struggling and realized she needed a team, and eventually she found all those guys, and they all came together and started working off so well together. It actually felt like an actual family, not to mention the soap opera-ness feeling I was feeling. Anytime they were in the screen there together and all their bickering and arguments and always insulting each other, but no matter what, they showed they love each other by going to great lengths for each other. But the true test of the family came when Harley Quinn was actually becoming such a big time villain that she was invited to be a member of the Legion of Doom. That's right, guys, the Legion of Doom was in this. It was Harley Quinn's ticket to try to be noticed as a real villain so she could be invited into the Legion of Doom. And she did get her wish, but with it came the whole fame and fortune kind of get into your head that you forgot about your family sort of deal. Because, like I said, she eventually went back to the Joker again after breaking up with them that time. And then once again it happened, but this in turn made her lose her one and only friends and family who actually cared about her. But hey, sometimes that's gotta happen for you to realize the mistake you made. And yeah, it made Harley Quinn realize how fucked up she messed up. Pardon my language there, but still, it really showed, and I'm glad it did. What a way to go, because how they all returned together in the end to combat the Joker in the final battle was definitely something to see, because Joker in the end had made himself his own tower and was going to rule over Gotham. So Harley Quinn, what do? You go after and get Batman to help you? That's right, guys. Batman's in this too. And not to mention, she also had a run-in with Robin actually being, I want to be your nemesis. I want to be your nemesis. Make me be your nemesis. And for the record, I usually wouldn't say I liked it if they played down Damian Wayne to be something like this, but considering how the style of this cartoon is, I can make an exception, and I loved it. I love seeing Harley Quinn and Robin go at it. But it also showed Harley Quinn's side of how she won't hurt kids and everything. But it was still funny to see it. Because when I think back to some of the comics back in DC Rebirth to when Damian ever encountered Harley Quinn, those were those times where I was like, I'm glad now I get to see how Damian Wayne interacts with Harley Quinn. While in this show, it just fits even more better and funnier with how the style of the cartoon is. But also Batman, there's another character we see who's a Batman supporter, Jim Gordon. And let me just say, when I mention Family Guy, this Jim Gordon's the very definition of a Family Guy DC Universe and Harley Quinn show. Because he is nothing like the Jim Gordon you know from other iterations. This guy's just a complete mess. And his friendship with Batman is tested, just like Harley Quinn's friendship with her team is tested during their times. That actually gives you a scene of Harley Quinn and Batman finding some common ground to realize they need to do better as friends for Jim and for Poison Ivy and her crew, but also do better for Batman for his son. Which gave us a pretty beautiful, funny moment, and how Batman was embarrassed when his son was acting son, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta go. I think I hear the signal calling." But now, going straight on, let's finally talk about how the season ended, because how the season ended and the news we heard that season 2 is coming in April, that soon, makes me excited to see what more we're going to get here. Because in the end, Harley Quinn did ended up defeating the Joker, but not before Joker hit her heart when he killed Poison Ivy. But don't worry, guys, she comes back to life. And when she comes back to life, her and Harley Quinn send Joker to his doom. Nah, not really. But pun intended indeed. Yes, pun intended. Though they just send him into a tank of acid, which is a good reminiscent, because one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of this series was how Harley Quinn, still trying to think Joker would never abandon her or anything, Poison Ivy had to try to make the point by actually making it look like Joker would choose either Batman or her, and whoever he chose, the other would die in acid. But that, like I said, all just a setup by Poison Ivy. That was Margarita, and of course you know Joker chose Batman. But it happened again this time, though. It was actual acid, and Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy sent Joker down into it. And boy, it led into the final scene of a big explosion, and it looks like Gotham City is now going to become a no man's land, because that's what it definitely felt like. And all I gotta say is, if it is, it just says it better herself for Poison Ivy when she said, "Congratulations, Harley. Now you're the big time of Gotham," because that's what she wanted to be. So is she gonna rule over Gotham now? I highly doubt it, but it'll still be fun to see how it works here. And I definitely can't wait to see more of this family dynamic of Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy and her henchmen as they all become the very noteworthy family we all know and love them to be. Kind of like the Doom Patrol, which which, by the way, still my favorite show. But if we're going in cartoons wise here, Harley Quinn's right now my favorite show and cartoons of the DC universe. But I guess I will be all for now, guys. There is still so much I could talk about, and maybe I will when I just go into each of the characters individually. But until then, guys, what an amazing premiere of Harley Quinn we had here. It was funny, the violence just was spot on. Some of the action and animations were all a really cool thing to see, but my favorite thing would have to be the comedy, the soap opera family drama, and how we looked so deeply into Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy's relationship. But will we see them maybe get together? Maybe. But until then, I'm still enjoying this Poison Ivy and Kite Man thing. But until then, guys, I'm going to go ahead, leave it all at that. And hey, if you're enjoying my videos, all you got to do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon if you're notified when I make more videos. And until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye!